From the storm-crowned peaks of Olympus to the shadow depths of the underworld, the Greek gods ruled not only the world of myth, but the very imagination of humanity. Their quarrels shaped empires, their passions started wars, and their powers decided the fate of mortals and heroes alike. Yet among this vast pantheon, only a few stood above all others, the most feared, most revered, the very embodiment of divine power itself. Welcome back to Legends Reborn. Join us as together we descend into the timeless tales of gods and mortals to uncover the top 10 most powerful deities of Greek mythology, from the cunning of wisdom to the fury of the sea, from the light of prophecy to the thunder that split the heavens. This is the ultimate ranking of divine might. The list begins with Hephaestus, the god of fire, craftsmanship, and divine invention. Born lame and cast from Olympus by Hera, he endured rejection and pain, yet rose to become the master smith of the gods. In his forges, hidden in volcanic fire, he created wonders no mortal hand could imagine. From Zeus's thunderbolts to Achilles' shining armor, from Hermes' winged sandals to golden automatons that moved and thought, his genius armed gods and heroes alike. Though not a warrior himself, his craft shaped battles and destinies. His temples in Athens and Lemnos stood as sanctuaries for artisans, honoring the power of creation, born from imperfection. Hephaestus reminds us that even those cast aside may wield powers to shape history itself. The crippled smith became a symbol of resilience, proof that the greatest fire burns within. Next, we rise from fire to passion. Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and desire, emerged radiant from sea foam. Her power bent gods and mortals alike. It was her promise to Paris, the love of Helen, that lit the spark of the Trojan War, reshaping the fate of nations. Yet her power was not confined to romance. She punished those who scorned her and rewarded those who embraced love. Even Ares, the god of war, could not resist her allure. Across Greece, temples to Aphrodite bustled with devotion, where rites of fertility and sacred love were performed. Her legacy is carved in marble statues, immortalized by poets, and echoed in the Roman Venus. More than beauty, she represents the irresistible force of attraction that can topple kings and bind hearts. The eternal reminder that love can be both salvation and destruction. But where love blooms, war soon follows. At number 8 stands Ares, god of war and unbridled violence. He was not the strategist, that was Athena's domain, but the embodiment of bloodlust and destruction. In Homer's Iliad, he thundered across battlefields, a whirlwind of carnage feared even by his fellow Olympians. His notorious affair with Aphrodite revealed a god as ruled by desire as by fury. Though often humiliated in myths, captured by giants, wounded by mortals, his essence remained terrifying. The Spartans revered him, building shrines near their training grounds to honor war's brutal necessity. Ares is a paradox, despised yet indispensable. His name immortalized in the planet Mars, glowing red in the night sky. He is the reminder that violence lies at the heart of human history, a force feared but never banished. From chaos and battle, we move into the stillness of the wild. Artemis, twin sister of Apollo, was goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and the moon. With her silver bow, she roamed forests, accompanied by her nymphs and hounds, protector of women and children. Fiercely independent, she guarded her chastity, and any who defied her paid the price. Actaeon, who glimpsed her bathing, was turned into a stag and torn apart by his own dogs. Niobe, who mocked her mother Leto, watched her children fall to Artemis's arrows. Yet, she was also kind, aiding women in childbirth and guiding hunters in the wild. Her temple at Ephesus stood among the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Artemis embodied untamed nature, the moon's shifting phases, and feminine autonomy, a goddess whose freedom inspired worshippers across centuries. Golden Apollo, radiant with light, comes next. God of the sun, prophecy, healing, and the arts. He was a figure of paradox, bringer of plague and patron of medicine, destroyer and healer alike. He slew the serpent Python, seizing Delphi where his oracle guided mortals and kings. The Pythia, his priestess, spoke visions that shaped empires, her words carrying the authority of the god of truth. Apollo presided over music and poetry, inspiring the muses. He was the archer whose arrows brought sudden death, yet also the god who taught remedies in song. Myths tell of his doomed loves. Daphne, who became a laurel tree, and Cassandra, cursed to speak truths no one would believe. From Delos to Delphi, his temples stood as centers of prophecy and culture. Apollo embodied harmony and reason, the bright order of civilization, striving against chaos. At number 5 descends Hades, lord of the Underworld. Rarely seen among mortals, he ruled a vast kingdom beneath the earth. The dead were judged, sent to the bliss of Elysium, the neutrality of the asphodel meadows, or the torment of Tartarus. Cerberus, his three-headed hound, stood sentinel at his gates. His most famous myth tells of Persephone, whom he took as queen, binding her to his realm and explaining the cycle of seasons. Though feared, Hades was not malevolent. He was a god of law, stern but fair, ensuring the balance of life and death. While few temples bore his name, every burial invoked his authority. He embodied inevitability, the truth that all things end. To the Greeks, he was not a devil, but a reminder. Mortality is the price of life, and death the boundary all must cross. From the shadowed underworld, we return to Olympus, where Hera reigned as queen. She was goddess of marriage, childbirth, and the sanctity of family. Regal and commanding, she ruled beside Zeus, but often stood against his betrayals. Myths remember her wrath against his lovers and illegitimate children. Heracles endured endless trials under her torment. Leto nearly perished before birthing Apollo and Artemis. In the Trojan War, Hera played her part, aligning armies to suit her vengeance. Yet beneath the fury lay a divine protector of women, honored in great temples at Argos, Samos, and Olympia. To wives and mothers, Hera was patroness and guardian. She was contradiction itself, jealous and merciful, vengeful and protective. More than Zeus's consort, she embodied dignity, resilience, and the authority of women in a world of gods and men. At number 3 stands Athena, goddess of wisdom, war strategy, and crafts. Born fully armed from Zeus's head, she was intellect and might made flesh. Unlike Ares, she fought with planning and purpose. She aided Perseus against Medusa, guided Odysseus through cunning, and stood as patron to countless heroes. Athens bore her name, thriving under her gift of the olive tree, symbol of peace and prosperity. Her temple, the Parthenon, still crowns the Acropolis, a monument to her influence. She never lost a contest of wit or arms among the gods. Philosophers saw her as reason's divine face, warriors as patroness of strategy, and artisans as their guide. Athena is justice wielding a spear, wisdom clad in armor, and remains an enduring emblem of balance, showing humanity that knowledge and strength are one. Second only to Zeus is Poseidon, god of the sea, earthquakes, and horses. With his trident, he commanded storms and quakes, raising waves that swallowed fleets or calming seas for safe voyages. To sailors, he was both protector and destroyer, prayed to before every journey. He fathered creatures of myth, Pegasus, the Cyclops, Polyphemus, and giants. His anger is legendary. Odysseus wandered 10 years because he blinded Poseidon's son. His rivalry with Athena shaped history itself. He offered Athens a salt spring, she the olive tree, and her gift triumphed. Temples to Poseidon crowned cliffs and coasts, none more striking than Cape Sunion, where sailors offered sacrifices before braving the deep. He was the embodiment of nature's power, unpredictable, vast, and merciless. A god whose moods dictated life and death on the waves. At the pinnacle stands Zeus, king of the gods. Lord of the sky, wielder of thunder, His reign began when he overthrew Cronus and freed his siblings. From Olympus, he ruled over law, justice, and fate. He punished hubris, upheld oaths, and rewarded hospitality. Yet he was also deeply flawed, infamous for his countless affairs, from which sprang heroes and demigods, Heracles, Perseus, and Athena herself. His authority was worshipped in Olympia, where the Olympic Games honored him with flame and competition. Great temples rose across Greece, his colossal statue among the wonders of the world. Poets sang his judgments, and lightning split the heavens in his name. Zeus was more than ruler. He was the embodiment of divine authority, the father of gods and men, the eternal reminder that power and justice rest in the hands of thunder. From the crippled smith who forged wonders, to the goddess who ruled wisdom, to the king who hurled thunderbolts, the Greek pantheon remains one of humanity's most enduring legacies. Their temples may lie in ruins, but their names echo still in our language, our art, our stars, and our imaginations. These were the 10 most powerful Greek gods, but power comes in many forms: fire and sea, wisdom and war, love and death. Which of these deities do you believe held the greatest sway over the world of gods and mortals? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Legends Reborn, where the old myths breathe again, and their stories remind us that legends never truly die. They live on in us,